I'm Insomniac.
And I'm Pops.
And this is Shooting the Shit,
a.k.a. Chatting with Pops.
Alright, this is episode 21 of Shooting the Shit, a.k.a. Chatting with Pops, and as you can see by most of you watching this, you're seeing an episode of Shooting the Shit, which we do every week, but this is a public episode, which I put out once a month ahead of time. If you'd like to see this segment every single week, you want to go to that link at the top of the video description and sign up at the Patreon page, and then you have access to that, plus a ton of other exclusive stuff that I have going on over here that you don't even get to see behind the scenes. But anyway, episode 21 is a public episode, and the next public episode is going to be
4 weeks, right?
Yeah, 25. So you're going to miss the next 3 episodes if you're not signed up. And usually the patrons get to pick our topics. So all of the weekly topics that you don't get to see, those are picked by people who have signed up on Patreon. This is a public episode, so we have picked the topic this week. And the topic this week is the holidays, which we figured is an appropriate topic for this time of year. We're going to discuss the good and bad parts of the holidays, and specifically for a lot of the people that I know are watching this outside of the United States, we're talking about the holidays in the United States, because that's a whole nother bundle of misery or joy, depending on how you look at it. Let's talk about the whole block
starting from
of holidays. So we'll talk about, a little bit of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's here in this madhouse.
My feelings aren't going to be really positive on this stuff. Thanksgiving's a nice holiday. We all get together. Here we are around the table and we eat. But the pressure to cook the food, get it on the table, not have stuff cold and things, sometimes that tension in the house is just too much. Once we get at the table, it's usually not bad, but I mean, it's an interesting holiday. It's a nice holiday. Definitely, I am always thankful to God, for all the good things in my life, and there's lots of good things. Don't get me wrong. It's just the whole pressure. I'll put this title over the whole block of holidays. It's just so commercial, and so has to be done that way, and the traditions. I find a lot of discomfort in that. So. That's starting with Thanksgiving. Should I move forward, or you want to talk about that?
Yeah, no, I'll hit Thanksgiving a little bit. I do enjoy Thanksgiving, and in fact, out of all of the holiday season holidays, like I said, it's kind of like that trio of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I feel like it's the least commercialized of them all, in terms of, there's not, at least on Thanksgiving, I'm getting to the next part, but on Thanksgiving, there's not too much of an economic drive there, because you're eating food, you're getting together with family, so travel's a big part of that. What I find ironic and hilarious, and it's especially here in the United States as compared to anywhere else, is you go from being thankful for everything on Thursday to trampling people to death.
Forget it.
Literally, trampling people to death at midnight on the same day for Black Friday deals.
Nuts.
So, basically you just have like car accidents and fights and riots and people getting wheeled out on stretchers for deals on stuff that they're gonna buy.
I don't get involved in that shit.
Right after they spent a day, quote unquote, reflecting on things they were thankful for, and that is a tradition in the United States. That's hilarious. See, I never found Thanksgiving too stressful, because usually people come to our house, so we're not out there, traveling.
Yeah, that's true.
I also don't find Black Friday stressful, because I just sit back with my debit card and order things online. I don't go out to that stuff, but I mean, for some people, that's like part of the thrill. They eat dinner and then they talk about where they're going for Black Friday deals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get trampled to death at a Walmart.
Forget it.
That's not the way I'm going out.
Forget about it. Yeah, forget it.
But so Thanksgiving, I think, is one of the brighter points.
That's right. It's
of the
nice
holidays.
Day.
Now let's move on to Christmas.
Let me start there. The most fucked up commercialized holiday of them all, in my opinion. For me, what is it about? I personally believe in Jesus Christ, who is my Lord and Savior. I'm sure he wasn't born on that day again, see? This is, all this stuff's made, however. But in light of that being what they sparked this holiday for, that's beautiful. That's what I love about Christmas. the day my Savior, or wherever he was born.
A representation of
Right.
when he might have possibly
Love
been born.
that. That's fantastic. And I will always, will be grateful and love the holiday for that, the reason for the season, right? After that, holy shit, good Lord, you got all kinds of bills to pay, all kinds of things you have to deal with. And oh my God, you got the pressure of I got to spend maybe $1,000 or thousands of dollars on presents that what I get out of this is I'm a cheap bastard. But let me tell you, when you have the bills that I have and have to look at every month and get them paid, Christmas is nothing but stress, pressure, and aggravation. I am not down with the commercialism of Christmas. I mean, when the kids were younger, man, I used to sell my soul to make sure I had toys and for them, and they had a nice Christmas. Because as he's pointing at me, I have money. I didn't have.
No, now.
Okay.
You have money.
Well, I had nothing then, but I made sure we had nice Christmases then, and I was in a bad way, and it was tough. But now, I'm saying it. I still say it. Horseshit to the whole thing. Guess bah humbug. All right, so I don't know. I'm McScrooge. They've been abusing me forever.
Well, because this guy, the truth is, you spoiled this for Christmas when you had nothing,
Well,
which
true.
was super admirable.
I did.
Awesome. Now he's got money, and you don't want to buy anything for Christmas.
Got money. Well, whatever.
What?
That's relative, but okay. The bills that I have, like so many others could relate to this out there, are ridiculous. I mean, it's like, what? How do you pay that? I mean, people actually say that to me. What I am into, and my wife will be surprised when she sees this, is how much my wife loves Christmas, and she'll decorate the house, and she has such a real vibrant spirit about it. She does love it. That I love about it. Aww. Short of that, you can kiss Christmas goodbye. Forget about it. Seriously, again, forget it. So, I mean, that's my take. Bullshit on the commercialism. It's all about driving an economical engine. Pressure, 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 pressure. It's good for the economy. It's good for the bullshit. I can't stand it on that level. And that's my take so far up to there. Go for it.
All right, well, Christmas, I mean, the same reasons that he said he appreciates Christmas, I appreciate Christmas, I believe the same way. Of course, what sucks is that, modern society has trivialized the actual point of Christmas and what it represents, and it has just totally become a Hallmark holiday. It's kind of like, when Easter's about the Easter Bunny instead of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Christmas is all about Santa Claus and elves and Christmas trees and bullshit. Now, here's where I am kind of like the middle between the two of us. As much as there is a financial burden,
here we go.
I really enjoy gift giving. I think that is so cool. And it is the one time a year that, like, for the select 3.5 people that you like, you get to, show some appreciation and buy them.
So then the spirit
like.
of this season there.
Right, but I really do appreciate that. As much as that is part of the commercialism of Christmas, and whatnot, I do enjoy buying gifts, and of course getting some cool gifts, which is it's cool. It's one time a year you can ask for some shit that you don't necessarily need. The older I get, the more I don't really buy myself things that I want anymore. I buy stuff that I need and pay bills. So around Christmas, you try to hit up a couple people that have money, and you're like, yeah,
wow.
I would like one of these or
wow.
one of these, and then you see what happens. But
yeah,
but
see?
But I mean, all the rest of it, all the whole mistletoe and Christmas trees and snow and snowmen, fuck all of that shit. I always say, I can't wait to move down south somewhere and throw a ball on a palm tree. I don't even ever want to see a Christmas tree again.
A ball on a palm tree.
Yeah, hey, I don't want to see a Christmas tree again. I don't want a white Christmas. I'm not into any of that. It is stressful on some levels. Financially, it's definitely a burden. I mean, you find, like, even as you start to have more money, you start to want to buy better gifts for people. So then you're still, like, kind of stressing your wallet the same way, at least me anyway. I like to buy some stuff if I can afford it. And around here, you guys, especially the people that are, our weekly, our patrons who see us talk about stuff every week, we bring up New Jersey all the time. And New Jersey adds an extra complication to the holidays here. Because being the most densely populated state in this ridiculous country, you already can't move. Holiday season makes everything 30 times worse. Not just because of the shopping malls and the extra traffic on the highways and stuff for that, but because it's being that we have the most densely populated, populace of people, everybody's family seems to flock to New Jersey for the holidays.
I don't know.
So you take everything that's already over congested and add all their family members and all of their cars to the mess. And it is just a constant, complete swirling mess of shit here.
It is.
You know, from about like the end of Thanksgiving.
A swirling mess of shit.
Yeah, from about the end of Thanksgiving through New Year's, it is like, there's like, it seems like, at least in this area of New Jersey, there's like double the amount of people. And we already don't have any room for any extra people. We don't have room for the people we have.
No.
We need to start shipping them off somewhere.
Yeah, so, I mean...
So that's how Christmas, works out. And then let's talk about the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, moving forward to that, and notice the common thread here. Even starting from Thanksgiving. Commercialism. You know, just this big umbrella here. Okay, so now we get to New Year's Eve. Well, let's all get shit-faced and get sick and have our head throbbing for days. What the hell is this? We're celebrating a new year coming and you're alive. There's a lot of nicer ways to do that. I think this, out of all these holidays, is the biggest horseshit fucking holiday. The only thing I would have loved and did love about it through the years when I was younger was that, man, you had a gig. You had a gig on New Year's Eve. I played on New Year's Eve many a time. That was wonderful, that was fun, but I was part of that. But you know what, even then, I wasn't partying, I wasn't a big partier. I didn't make myself sick. I was there playing, doing the scene, playing, and that was cool. Short of that, the whole thing's a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. I want to say, well, you don't believe in having fun, party? Well, not the way they party and how that does turn out. It's just a fucking big shit show. So what it comes down to for me is, wow, you fucking hate the holidays. Well, there's things I love about it, and there's things I hate about it. This last part, New Year's Eve, you might as well just toss it away. I just want to give thanks and be grateful for I'm coming into another year. Thank God. Short of that, fuck the rest of that shit.
I've done some partying on New Year's. I haven't in a few years, I feel like I'm getting old lately. I actually do enjoy the holidays to a degree. I still get the kind of, warm and fuzzy little bit of magical feelings around the Christmas time and Thanksgiving, minus the stress parts that we talked about. New Year's Eve, that's the most biggest bullshit. I don't understand that at all. All it is a representation of a number change on the calendar from one year to the next. It does. It's not actually, and everyone has making fucking resolutions, New Year's resolutions. Oh, it's a fresh start.
Right.
No, it's not. It went from December 31st to January 1st. It's not a fresh anything. It's just another day on the calendar, except now the year had to change. New Year's Eve doesn't make any. The whole New Year's celebration makes no sense to me.
It's bull.
What are you celebrating? Honestly, it could be just as easily compared to if you were to celebrate, if you were to have a celebration every time the month changes. So December 1st is coming soon, or maybe by the time I have this edited, it is December 1st. I mean, did we have a December Eve celebration?
It's ridiculous, man.
What the hell is the point? I don't see the point of New Year's at all.
Celebrate your life every day, which is tough, right, for any of us. But
and what I love with New Year's is all of the idiots in our area, because we live literally 15 miles or so out of New York City. I love the idiots that cram themselves like sardines into Times Square, where I love going to Times Square, but I would never go there during New Year's Eve.
Oh, no.
Let's cram ourselves in there for hours and also be the biggest target for a potential terrorist attack ever.
Really bad.
That's why I will stay away from that for the rest of my life. But it's like, let's all freeze our balls off for hours on end and not be able to even leave to go to the bathroom so we can watch a glass ball lower itself slowly on a building that I see every time I go to Times Square anyway. That becomes a life goal, to go to Times Square for New Year's Eve.
I know a lot of fucking cuckoo clocks that have done it. Not me.
What is the point?
Oh, I would never have done it, whether I couldn't do it.
I could have gone every single year and still can. I just... No. What is the point of that?
It's stupid. It's fucking stupidity.
So, I don't mind the holidays, but New Year's Eve is bogus.
Now, let me say this. About maybe 8 or 10 years ago, I'm sitting in a meeting with some folks, and this older woman, who I like very much, said something of great wisdom that blew my mind and stayed with me, and it's still with me. She said...
Said these hoes ain't loyal?
No.
Oh.
And I said, there you go. Here's another cap.
You missed the reference completely.
Yeah, I missed it. I fucking missed it. Here's a cap, the umbrella on these holidays right here. When you come into this time of year, it seems this arc takes us all the way over into the, January when it's cold, so whatever. And she said, now we are into the doldrums when you pass the holidays. And it was said to me from some wise people Dr. S, very wise, had very much made a point that this was dead on, and it is dead on. You know, you need something to keep you going here, or else this stretch where we live will definitely drive you out of your mind and make you insane by the time you get back to somewhere near spring or something like spring. So, you go through this part here to keep you stressed out and crazy. You're crazy anyway in a different way, kind of distracted. And then comes the doldrums. From January till you get back to some sort of spring mark, the doldrums. So now you got to get through this hole. So maybe, you know, it's cool. We're doing some horse shit. Because if we had to go through the whole thing from like fall all the way through winter, almost to early spring or to spring, without all these things that keep you busy and distract you, although it's stressful as hell, I don't know what would be better. We might go crazy.
Yeah, but see, sometimes the stress actually moves things along. Sometimes the days that are like, oh man, what a stressful day. Well, 16 hours went by like that. As where like yesterday I had no stress and 8 hours felt like 5.5 days. So, sometimes the stress of the holidays will carry you through. Some of the cold and crappy months keeps your mind going, which for people that, like myself, that think yourself into a hole and wind up half depressed if you have too much time.
This is what I'm saying.
Some of that stress actually just keeps things moving.
I guess it keeps us from possible total insanity. Holidays, geez, what a topic this is, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
The holidays. So.
Wow.
Let us know.
The horse's ass.
Yeah, let us know what you think about the holiday season and your take on it, and because
Dad, say it.
We're talking
Pops,
about
bah humbug.
Yeah, we're talking about the good and bad, of the holiday season. Now, leave your comments about that. Let's hear your thoughts on that, etc. Now, if you want to suggest topics for shooting the shit every week, and you want to actually see this every week, because we do it every week, and we have a good time with this. You're going to want to go to that link at the top of the video description and sign up at the Patreon page. If you're not a member, there's no way for you to see this segment. There's also no way for you to suggest topics or get access to all my other exclusive awesome stuff and my giveaways and all of that cool stuff. So lots of incentives there. At least click on the link and see what I have to offer and see if it's worth it whole dollar.
Yeah, check
it's
it out.
literally a friggin' dollar.
$1. $1.
Just get over there.
So that we can entertain you with our conversations and then, like now you go, fucking guy's a jerk off, you don't like nothing. Well, there you go. That should make you fucking laugh. I'm a cuckoo clock, right? So, yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, fantastic.
Interesting conversation,
I guess
right
we
time.
weren't done.
No, but interesting right time of year, right time. This is a good conversation.
Yeah,
love the Black Friday thing, I missed that. What a bunch of shit that is. But anyway,
that's right from thankful to killing each other for electronics.
That was good. I missed that shit.
All right.
Well, thank you. We'll see you again.
For the patrons, we'll see you next week. For the rest of you, you're shit out of luck until next month. See ya.
Roll the insomnia. All right.